Hello everyone, very good morning. Alright guys, so in today's session we are going to cover the top 100 MCQs from your Union Budget 2025. Alright, I believe you all have read the Union Budget, है ना? If you haven't read the Union Budget, what are the key points? I have created one video on the Oliveboard's channel. You can go and watch that. Alright, and in today's session we'll be focusing completely on the questions which can be framed from the Union Budget. So if you right now we are going to do 100 questions, and if you have done all these 100 questions, then there is no need to go through the PDF also. Okay, so just focus here and try to answer the questions. Okay, try to write whatever options you feel are correct. Okay, so see, this is a kind of practice session, you can say, and here there is no negative marking. Got it? So whatever you feel is the correct answer, please mention in the comment box. See, one benefit which you will get from here is that whatever wrong questions or incorrect questions you are doing, that you are going to retain it for a long period of time, so that in the actual exam you are not going to do the same mistake again. Okay, so that is the purpose of answering the question in today's session. All right, chalo. Okay, so let's start with question number one. So it is the theme basically covering the macroeconomic and the thematic overview of the entire budget. All right. So the first question is, what is the overarching destination envisioned by the government for the journey of development as stated in the budget speech? A. Global positioning, B. Inclusive growth, C. Viksit Bharat, or D. Sabka Vikas. So try to answer it in the comment box within 10 seconds. है ना? So the government has fixed what? Government has said the Viksit Bharat by 2047 as the national vision, right? So this implies a developed India. Developed India means what? Higher per capita income, world class infrastructure, innovation driven growth, and social inclusivity. So that is the destination which we want to achieve, right? So please remember, C is the correct answer here. Okay. Acha, so you will get this class PDF, right, in my Telegram channel. Okay, my Telegram channel is GA by Yash sir. Okay. So I'll be sharing this class PDF. Along with that, I would be sharing one Word file also, where the entire detailed explanation along with answer is given. Okay. Chalo. Right. Since and you already know that as per the economy size, we are now the fourth largest economy. Please keep this thing in mind. Okay. Chalo. Next question is, which of the following is not listed as one of the four powerful engines driving the journey of development in the budget? Agriculture, MSME, services, or exports? So if you have read the budget, there are four engines of growth. Okay, one is agriculture. Okay, it contributes around 18% to the global GDP. Sorry, to the national GDP. Then we have the MSME sector, right? Then we have the investment and export, right? So service sector is not considered as the engine of growth in the union budget. Please remember, we are talking everything from the union budget point of view. Okay, so C is the correct answer. Question number 3 is, what is identified as the fuel necessary for the journey of development in the budget speech? A. Innovation, B. Fiscal policy, C. Reforms, or D. Investment. So within 10 seconds, guys, try to answer it. So they have mentioned reforms as the fuel for sustained growth. Okay, what are the reforms they have mentioned? They have mentioned tax reforms. Okay, we are going to solve the question related with tax also. Okay, then financial reforms. Got it? Then some regulatory reforms we have. What are the regulatory reforms? For example, ease of doing business. And then the structural reform. What are the structural reform? Basically privatization, asset monetization. Okay, so these are the things which comes under right. Okay, so let's see. Next question is question number 4. The budget 25-26 focuses on which 10 broad areas? And guys, why I've given this question is because if you focus only on this 10 areas, now you are going to cover a big chunk of your entire syllabus, right? So correct answer here is, I'm not going to read the entire list, you can see here C. Okay, now focus on the keywords. Agriculture, okay, rural, right, inclusive growth, manufacturing, MSMEs, employment, investment, right, energy, export, and innovation, right? So if you follow these areas, now see, what you have to remember is there are certain schemes related with each area. For example, for agriculture, we have the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, then rural, we have different schemes of NABARD, right? We have Gram Sadak Yojana, we have agriculture development program. Then inclusive growth, we have what? Inclusive growth, one major component is what? Your Jan Dhan Yojana. And then manufacturing and MSME, we have the Mudra Yojana. We have the Make in India program for manufacturing. MSME, we have the Mudra Yojana, right? Employment, we have the Manrega. Okay, Manrega is there. Then Prime Minister Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana. Then there are many type of schemes, right? Then export related also. So why I have mentioned these 10 areas? So that if you only prepare these schemes, na, a big chunk of your syllabus is done. Got it? Chalo. Next question number 5 is, the economy of India is currently described in the budget as having which global standing? Second fastest growing among all major economies, fastest growing among all major economies, maintaining a steady growth rate despite geopolitical headwinds, or the largest emerging market economy. So right now, if you say why this question has been asked, because the growth rate in India and growth rate of the entire world, there is a big difference, right? So if we talk about the growth of India, so IMF says that India is going to grow by around 6.5%. But if you see about the global growth rate, that is somewhere around 2.5%. Okay, so we are the fastest growing among all major economies. China is somewhere around 4, and the USA is somewhere around 3 or 4. Got it? Please keep this thing in mind. Okay, chalo. Next is question number 6. Which of the following is defined as part of Viksit Bharat goal concerning the labor? Labor. Okay. A. Zero unemployment and affordable housing. 100% good quality school education. C. 100% skilled labor with meaningful employment. D. 70% women in economic activities. So what is the plan here? What is the vision here? That 100 workforce should be 100% skilled and have gainfully employed. Gainfully employed. That is the vision of this Viksit Bharat goal for concerning the labors. Yes, C is the correct answer, right? And how they are going to do it is, see, always relate the all the works or actions which are mentioned in the budget through some kind of scheme. For example, for skilling, what we have done, we have the Skill India mission. All right. And for gainful employment, we need what? Education. So we have the National Education Policy 2020. Got it? And you should know that India has the largest young force population, which we call at what? Which we call as the demographic dividend of India. Okay, everything is related. Everything is related. See, when we call something as a dividend, if that thing is giving us some profit, let's say our youth, our largest workforce, is not skilled and it is not literate. So this demographic dividend may become a demographic what? Disaster. Okay, that's why the focus is on skilling the youth and training them and making them literate. Got it? Now question number 7 is the transformative reforms across 6 domains during the next 5 years will augment India's growth potential and global competitiveness. Which domain is not included in this 6? A. Regulatory reforms, B. Financial sector reforms, C. Education sector reform, or D. Mining. Try to answer. You would be surprised. See, always read the context. The transformative reforms across 6 domains which are mentioned in the budget. Yes, mining is not there. Hai. That is the mistake you have done. This is not the answer. The answer is education sector. That's why I put this question. So what are the 6 domains? Let me tell you is first is taxation. Second is power. Third is urban development. Fourth is mining. Fifth is financial sector reform. And sixth is regulatory reforms. There is no mention of education sector, right? Because see, again, always understand, many students they do mistake what? They do mistake that education is a common thing, it should be in the reform part, but they have specifically mentioned about the 6 transformative reforms in this 6 domains. Got it? Right? That's why. Clear? Swati, any doubt? See, there are different sectors. There are different targets. For this transformative reform, then education is not the priority. Education is the priority in the social sector domain. Got it? Chal, very good. Right? See, education sector, though very important, is not the part of this specific reform grouping. They have created a reform group. Education is not there, right? It is in the different part, right? They're separately dealt with the national education policy of 2020. And see, one very important thing, around 6% of India's GDP is provided for the national education policy implementation. This is a very big thing, right? Sure. Next is who presented the budget for 25-26. Very easy question. It is always the finance minister of India. Hai na? So Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Acha, on which date? Can you guys tell me on which date union budget is put on the table? Obviously the 1st of Feb. Hai na? Chal. Yes, very good. Next question number 9 is what specific element of Viksit Bharat is associated with farmers? 70% women in economic activities, farmer contributing 50% to the GDP, farmers making the country food basket of the world, zero poverty in the rural area. Now please tell the answer. Farmer making country the food basket of the world. Why? Because there are certain data which you should remember. India is the largest producer of something. What are those things? First is milk. Okay. Second is pulses, right? Spices, right? And we are the second largest producer of rice, wheat, fruits and vegetable, right? So because of these, we are known as the food basket of the world. Farmer does not contribute 50% of the GDP, है ना? It is the service sector. Got it? Chal. Question number 10 is, the budget states that the government efforts continue to accelerate growth, secure inclusive development, invigorate private sector investment, uplift household sentiments, and enhance spending power of which specific group? Please tell me, the marginalized segment, India's rising middle class, farmers or the Annadata, youth or the Yuva Shakti. See, these questions these are not very direct. If you have read the budget, na, you have to basically analyze this thing. है ना? That is why I have put the questions a little bit. You might this question might be seem a little bit typical from the normal question, because you have to think about this, right? It is not like which is the biggest group, farmers, which is the biggest thing, and not like this. Otherwise the purpose of the session is defeated. If you're not applying your brain, if you're not applying your thinking, then no point, है ना? Yes, very good. So whenever we are talking about what, the spending power, so we are talking about the India's rising middle class. Again, if you are correlating the keywords now, you can easily do the question, right? Chalo, very good, very good. Because the focus is on enhancing the middle income spending power. How they can increase it? By increasing the demand in the housing, consumer goods, right? For example, Diwali is coming, everyone will be going to shopping and everything, doing everything. So it is doing, or it is increasing the demand. Also, please remember, middle class is the backbone of India's consumption driven growth, right? Chalo. And there is a projection that by 2047, over 60% of the India's population will be going into the middle class, right? Next is next question number 11 to question number 30 would be focusing on what, the financial sector and the banking reforms. Okay, the overview part 10 questions are done. Now we are going to focus on the specific sectors. So the question for 11th is, the FDI limit for the insurance sector is proposed to be raised to what percentage? 74%, 100%, 49% or 99%? Can anyone tell me what is the present? What is the present FDI limit in insurance? Can anyone tell me? Yes, B is the correct answer, definitely. But what is the present limit? Yes, very good. The present is the 74%. All right. Now you should remember that insurance penetration, there is a term called insurance penetration. Okay. In India, it is only 4.2%. Right. And globally, the global average is 7%. So there is a big gap we have to fill. All right. Now you will see that as soon as the 100% FDI is increased, so what will happen? More and more insurance companies going to come into India. Next is, which public entity will be repositioned to act as a catalyst for rural economy using its 1.5 lakh rural post office and India Post Payment Bank network? A very easy question, and you can just relate the keyword. Okay, so it is India Post. Got it? Now, this India Post Payment Bank, right now it has more than 6 crore customers. Okay, and it offers all the facility like direct benefit transfer, payment and micro credit. Okay, so India Post is the correct answer. And recently India Post has won award. One very important award was won by India Post. You are going to tell me which award. Okay, chalo. Next is, which entities are mandated to develop the Grameen Credit Score Framework? The private sector bank, the public sector bank, NABFID or NABARD? Please tell the answer. Yes, very good. What is the correct answer, guys? A, B, C, D quickly. No. The correct answer here is the public sector bank. Okay. So why they are doing this Grameen credit score? Basically to serve the rural borrowers. Just like we are in the urban area, na, we are having a credit score. So they are going to create the same for the rural borrowers also. Okay. And the self-help group member, because these are the two main groups which are taking the credit in rural areas. Okay. It would be just like a CIBIL. Okay. But it is designed for financial inclusion in villages. Right. So please remember this thing. Chalo. Now, one important thing you should know that this self-help group, na, they have mobilized more than 8 crore rural women into credit. Okay, into credit linkage. This is a big thing. So women are coming forward and they're taking loan and they are doing their work. For example, their own business or something else, right? Chalo. Next is, what facility will NABFID set up for corporate bond for infrastructure? InvIT, Infrastructure Investment Trust, Partial Credit Enhancement Facility, Long Term Refinance Facility, or Sovereign Green Bond. Yes, so they have introduced this Partial Credit Enhancement Facility. Okay, so National Bank for Financing Infrastructure and Development. So they have introduced this Partial Credit Enhancement Facility. Now, what it is going to do? So purpose is to de-risk the infrastructure bonds and to attract more and more investors, right? So this partial credit enhancement facility is going to do what? It provides a guarantee to cover part of repayment risk. All right. So please remember this thing. And in which year NABFID was formed? In which year? Can anyone tell me in the comment box? Only Swati is active. What about other students? Guys, try to answer here. This is your practice session. See, Swati is doing her own revision. She is answering, she is correcting herself. It means she is retaining it for the exam point of view, है ना? Chalo. So what is in which year it was formed? It was formed in the year 2021. Okay. Chalo, it is a development finance institution. Yes. Question number 15 is, the revamped central KYC registry is proposed to be rolled out in which year? Tell me, 26, 24, 25 or 27? The correct answer is yes, by 2025 they are going to roll out. Okay. Per And see, what is the purpose? Why it was central KYC was register was introduced? See, it was introduced, originally launched in the year 2017. Okay, under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act. Got it? And it is going to simplify the KYC for banks, insurance, mutual fund. It would be a central KYC registry. Okay, one KYC, multiple users. That is the motto. Okay, chal. Next is, what is the proposed corpus for the new Maritime Development Fund? Again, a very factual question. 10,000 crore, 50,000, 25,000 crore, 10 lakh, 10,000 lakh crore. You can easily eliminate this thing. Hai na? So tell me the correct answer. So Maritime Development Fund has been started for development of ports, shipping, logistic. Okay. Why they are doing it? Because if you see the coastline of India, it is well over how many kilometers? Well over 11,000 kilometers. Earlier it was 7,517 kilometer. Now the survey of India, okay, they have increased it to 11,000, right? And we have 12 major ports. Got it? So yes, correct answer is C, 25,000 crore. All right. Chalo. The next question is, the proposed expansion of the credit guarantee cover for MSME has increased from 5 crore to what amount? 7.5 crore, 8 crore, 10 crore or 20 crore? Yes, it has been increased to 10 crore, right? So I believe you all have read about the CGT MSc scheme. Okay, so credit guarantee scheme. The purpose is what? To enhance small finance business financing. Right? So they have increased from 5 crore to 10 crore rupees. Right now, when this scheme was launched, in which year? CGT MSc credit guarantee for MSc sector scheme, in which year? In the year 1999. Okay. So what is the purpose? To provide collateral free loan. Again, collateral free loan for the MSME sector. Please remember, see, these are the what? These are static thing. Now I would be asking you to please read about the CGT MSc scheme in detail. Okay, read about the objective, the financial outlay, right? Eligibility, right? Loan limit and exceptions. Got it? So you should be reading all these things. है ना? Try to relate the current affairs with the static part also. So please read about this scheme. Next is the what is the enhanced credit guarantee cover for startups proposed in the budget? 10 crore to 15 crore, 10 crore to 20 crore, up to 10 crore, 1% guarantee fee, or up to 50 crore rupees. See, we are talking about startups. India has the third largest startup ecosystem. Okay, third largest startup ecosystem we have. Okay, and right now more than 1.25 lakh registered startups is recognized by Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. So it has basically increased to 10 crore to 20 crore. B is the correct answer. Alright. So please remember this thing, not C, it is B. Got it? Chalo. Next question is, what is the proposed limit for customized credit cards to be introduced for micro enterprises registered on the Udyam portal? 1 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh or 10 lakh? Customized credit card for micro enterprises which are registered on the Udyam portal. Udyam portal is basically for registering the MSc sector. Okay. Yes, correct answer is 5 lakh. Now on a similar, we will solve a similar question but for the different sector. Okay, very soon. Right. So, acha, we have around 3 crore MSMEs which are registered on the Udyam portal as of 2025. 3 crore, right? Chalo. The next question is, what is the proposed additional contribution to the new fund for startups? See, the fund of funds for startups, it was launched in the year 2016. Okay, and its nodal agency is what? SEBI, right? So what is the correct answer? So C, B. Correct answer is 10,000 crore. Okay, additional contribution has been added. Okay, new fund 10,000 crore rupees. Got it? Yes, very good, very good. Chal. So we have completed the this part. All right. Chalo. Next, we'll be focusing on what? Fiscal policy and expenditure, along with. So these are the questions we'll be now solving, which will be both based on fiscal policy and expenditure. Right. Chalo. So the question is, the new scheme for first time women, SC and ST entrepreneurs will provide term loan up to what amount? 50 lakhs, 1 crore, 2 crore or 5 crore? Yes, 2 crore is the correct answer. So the scheme aims to boost entrepreneurship among the women SC/ST by providing them term loan. Please remember, it is term loan up to 2 crore rupees, right? And this scheme is going to run for the next 5 years. right? Please remember this thing. Acha, there was this survey that economic census was done, and it was found that around 13.8% of total entrepreneurs are women. Okay, so please remember this thing. Women are also doing multiple things, है ना? Next question is Swami Fund 2 will be established with a corpus of what amount to complete 1 lakh additional stressed housing units? A 10,000 crore, B 15,000, C 20,000 or D 50,000 crore. See the original Swami Fund, है ना? It was initiated in the year 2019 with a corpus of 25,000 crore rupees to rescue the halted or stalled housing projects, right? Now an additional fund of 15,000 crore. Very good, guys. Vismaya, Swati, and the other students, those are watching, excellent. They have started with an additional corpus of 15,000 crore for the additional stressed unit. Okay, so please remember this thing. Now, what is your duty here? To read about the Swami Fund, the static part. All right, and the previous question, guys, please read about the stand up. Okay, the stand up India scheme. Stand up India scheme. Got it? Chalo. Next question number 23 is what financial instrument is planned to be linked with the enhanced loan in the revamped Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme? Rupee debit card, UPI link credit card, prepaid wallet or bank overdraft facility? Tell me the correct answer. Yes, very good, very good. It is UPI linked credit cards and the loan limit would be 30,000 rupees limit. Please remember this thing. No, not A, it is B. Okay, okay, Vismaya. 30,000 rupees is the limit. Got it? UPI link credit card they are going to provide. So, what is the purpose of PM Swanidhi scheme? I believe you already know that it is for the street vendors. Okay, it was launched in the year 2020. Got it? And as of now, there are over 60 lakh vendors who have taken or availed this loan. Right? So, please remember this thing. Now, you should read about the uh, Pradhan Mantri Swanidhi scheme. What is the objective? What is the outlay they have provided? You know? Question number 24 is what healthcare provision is proposed for gig workers of online platform who register on the e-Shram portal? So, you first of all, please read about the e-Shram portal. This is your static. This is your homework. Okay. So, PM Kisan Yojana, आयुष्मान भारत डिजिटल मिशन, पीएम जन आरोग्य योजना और मैंडेटरी प्राइवेट इंश्योरेंस. What things they have linked for the gig workers of online platforms? Correct answer quickly within 10 seconds, guys. Try to answer it. So correct answer is C, Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana. Okay, so e-Shram portal, gig workers who are registered on the e-Shram portal, they will be covered under the Ayushman Bharat Jan Arogya Yojana. And under Ayushman Bharat, what is the insurance cover they are going to get? 5 lakh rupees family health cover. Okay, so please remember this thing. Chalo. As of 2020, so there was this NITI Aayog report that as of 2022 there are 7.7 million gig workers and they are going to reach 23.5 million by the year 2030. So they are also going to provide some support, right? Chalo. Question number 25 is which scheme utilizes the IIPDF to help prepare the PPP proposals? What is the asset monetization plan, support to state for infrastructure scheme, infrastructure ministry pipeline or public private partnership in infrastructure initiative? Now this is a typical question. What is IIPPDF? India Infrastructure Project Development Fund. Okay, so basically the purpose of this scheme, it is a fund. Okay, the purpose of this fund is to provide financial assistance for the development of the PPP projects. PPP means public private partnership. For example, yes, correct answer is D. Okay, see the purpose is what? For example, let's say you must have seen that the Passport Seva Kendra, it is a government project, but government has hired TCS to execute this thing. So government is the public, TCS is the private. So public private partnerships. Now majority of the projects right now are going on the PPP model. Okay, so please remember this thing. And India has one of the largest PPP projects. Right now India has over 1800 PPP projects ongoing. Got it? Chalo. Question number 26 is, what body will set up a mechanism to evaluate the impact of current financial regulation and subsidiary instruction? FSDC, the Financial Stability and Development Council, the RBI, Ministry of Finance, or High Level Committee? Please tell the answer. Which body is going to will be set up to evaluate the impact of current financial regulation? A, B, C, D. Within 10 seconds, try to answer. So, very simple, it is the FSDC, the Financial Stability and Development Council. And this council is going to be chaired by the Finance Minister. Okay, Finance Minister is going to chair the FSDC. Alright. Also, it will be working and coordinating with the other regulatory bodies also, like RBI, SEBI, got it? IRDAI, PFRDA, right? So it is going to coordinate all these with all these agencies. Chalo. Question number 27 is, the enhanced credit card loan, Kisan credit card loan limit under the modified interest subvention scheme is raised from 3 lakh to what amount? So just like for the MSME credit card usage, similarly we have the Kisan credit card loan limit also been increased. This is a very important question. This can be asked in your exam. 5 star. Please answer it. Those who are watching, guys, please answer it. Yes, it has been increased to 5 lakh rupees. B is the correct answer. Okay, please remember this thing. Chalo. And when was the Kisan credit card scheme was launched? In which year? Do you remember? It was launched in the year 1998. Okay, and as of now over 7 crore farmers hold the Kisan credit card. This is a big thing, right? Chalo. Next question is, what percentage of the maritime development fund corpus will be mobilized from ports and the private sector? 49%, balance after government 49%, 100% or 50%? So correct answer, this is a typical question, it is balance after government 49%. It means up to 51% would be come from the ports and the private sector. Okay. Now, why maritime sector is important? Why we are reading about this thing, maritime sector? Because India's 95% trade by volume is through the maritime sector and 70% of the trade by value. You can see here the importance of the maritime sector. Okay, chalo. Question number 29 is, the what is the minimum contribution requirement for bonds, bank loans and PPPs for project financed by the Urban Challenge Fund? Minimum contribution at least 25%, at least 50%, at least 100%, none specified. Project financed by, if you they want to finance the project by the Urban Challenge Fund, they have to have a minimum contribution of, yes, 50%, and at least 50%. B is the correct answer. Okay, and the remaining 50% will come from bonds, PPP, and bank loans, right? So, Urban Challenge Fund is for what? Providing or supporting smart, green, and resilient urban infrastructure. Chalo. Next is, what body receives government support for its lending operation for the cooperative sector? IPPB, NSDC, NABFID, or self-help groups? So again, a single organization, the National Cooperative Development Corporation. Okay, the National Cooperative Development Corporation. It is going to provide support to the cooperative sector lending. What is the cooperative sector? So sectors like agriculture, dairy, fisheries. These are the sector where cooperatives are generally working. Okay, and remember this NSDC, na, it was established in the year 1963 under Ministry of Cooperation. Okay, and it supports initiatives like Amul, IFCO. Got it? Please remember this thing. These are the very important cooperative initiatives, right? And who is the Minister of Union Minister of Cooperation? Can anyone tell me who is the Union Minister of Cooperation? So the cooperative ministry is already with Mr. Amit Shah ji. Okay, chal. Now we'll be talking about the fiscal policy and the expenditure. Question number 31 to 40. 10 questions. Next 10 questions would be on the fiscal policy. It means we'll be talking about the expenditure, revenue, right? The fiscal deficit, all these things. So what is the revised estimate of the total expenditure for the year 24-25? 31.47 lakh crore, 25.57, 47.16 or 50.65. Revised estimate. Guys, try to answer it in the comment box. ABCD, just write na, ABCD, whatever you feel. See, the preparation demands dedication and persistence. So Vismaya is answering C. Yes, very good. 47.16 lakh crore. Right. Swati answered till 20 questions. Now she stopped. Okay. Again, those who will be persistent, na, they are going to clear any exam. Okay. Try to answer here. Next is the, what is the revised estimate of the fiscal deficit for the year 24-25? Guys, please always remember the financial year, which financial year we are talking about. Okay, so fiscal deficit revised estimate as a percentage of GDP for the year 24-25. A 4.4, B 4.8, C 4% or D 4.5. For 24-25, please focus this thing. So it is B 4.8%. Okay, yes, 4.8%, right? But we, if you remember the Fiscal Responsibility and Budget Management Act, it says that our fiscal deficit should be how much? It should be less than 3%. So we are still well over the target. Okay, chalo. And can you tell me what is the target for 25-26? Chalo, we will see the question, and I will see the question, then you will answer. Question 33 is, what is the budget estimate of the fiscal deficit for the year 25-26 as expressed as a percentage of GDP? Now we are talking about the estimate for 25-26. So it is C, 4.4%. Alright, chalo, very good. Achha, remember in the year 2020-21, due to COVID, our fiscal deficit was 9.5% of GDP. Due to COVID, that there was certain disruptions. Next is, what is the estimated net market borrowing from dated securities for 25-26? So how much government is going to borrow to finance its deficit through dated security? So see, if you there is a saying that there is a finding that India's public debt is around 57% of its GDP, and it is mainly financed by the government securities. Okay, so it is 11.54 lakh crore we are going to, government is going to borrow via dated securities. Got it? So C is the correct answer. Very good, Vismaya. Now this fiscal deficit part, na, fiscal policy part, it is more of numbers, है ना? Next is, what is the proposed outlay for 50-year interest-free loans to the states for capital expenditure and incentives for reforms? Okay, so government has decided to provide long-term 50-year loans to the states. So what is the proposed outlay? 1.5 lakh crore, 10.18 lakh crore, 10 lakh crore or 1 lakh crore? So correct answer is A. 1.5 lakh crore has been provided. Yes, very good, very good. And basically it is going to encourage the states to expand its capital expenditure. Capital expenditure means what? Government is spending on roads, government is spending on highways, school, hospitals, right, for the welfare of the public. That is known as capital expenditure, long term projections. Question 36 is, what is the capital expenditure revised estimate? Previously we have read about the fiscal deficit revised estimate. Now we are talking about the capital expenditure revised estimate for 24-25. So I would be directly answering it. Okay, it is 10.18 lakh crore, right? So please remember this thing. See, the total expenditure was how much? 47.16 lakh crore rupees. The total expenditure, including the revenue part as well as the capital part. So out of this, the capital expenditure was 10.18 lakh crore for the year 24-25. Okay, so please remember this thing. And the rest was on revenue. Now see, it signifies what? That we are spending more on the revenue expenditure. Revenue expenditure includes what? Your salaries, pensions, right? Interest payment. And interest payment forms the biggest part of the government's expenditure. Okay, so please remember this thing. Chalo. Next is, what is the total capital flowback target for the asset monetization plan? Asset monetization means what? For example, let's say there is this highway going on. Okay, how the government going to monetize it? They will create toll plaza. Okay, so government is basically want to monetize things. Okay, so please remember this thing, and for this there is a scheme known as the National Monetization Pipeline. Okay, and it has a targeted, they have targeted 6 lakh crore, right? So what is the capital flowback for this? It is 10 lakh crore. C is the correct answer. Very good, very good, very good. Chalo. Next is, how much additional borrowing as a percentage of GSDP? GSDP is when we talk about states. Will be allowed to states contingent on electricity distribution reforms and augmentation of intra-state transmission line. Basically, they are focusing on the what? The discoms. Okay, electricity distribution. So it is 0.5% of GSDP. Extra GSDP state can borrow. For what? If they reform the discoms, the electricity distribution companies. Okay, yes, 0.5%. Right now the power sector discoms, na, this power distribution company, they face a debt of around 6 lakh crore rupees, right? And they want to improve it. And one very important scheme related with is what? Uday scheme, Ujjwal Discom Assurance Yojana. Please read about this scheme, this is very important. Okay, always try to relate what government is doing to solve this problem. Is there any scheme? Mark it down. Okay, chalo. Next is, what is the proposed outlay for the nuclear energy mission for research and development of small modular reactor? Now this is very important. What are small modular reactors? See, by name it is what? Small. It is small in size. Modular means it is into different parts. It can be assembled and created into a big reactor. Okay. So what is the outlay for nuclear energy small modular reactor? It is 20,000 crore. B is the correct answer. Okay. And the reactors with this SMR, this range would be in 50 to 300 megawatt. And right now India has 23 operational nuclear reactors, and we have a total capacity of 7 gigawatt. Right now, what's your homework is, please read about the nuclear energy mission of India. Okay. Now one very important question is, the extension of the Jal Jeevan mission is announced till which year? Very easy question, guys, please answer it. A, B, C, D. 2030, 27, 28, 26. Yes, the year 2028 they have extended it, right? And currently 75% of rural households, they have now what? The tap water connection. Okay, got it? Chalo. Now your favorite, agriculture and rural economy. So the next 20 questions would be dealing with the agriculture and the rural economy. So I have divided the question into different themes, right? Next is, the Prime Minister Dhanya Dhanya Krishi Yojana aims to cover how many districts? 50, 100, 150 or 1000 districts? Yes, very good, very good. Now the energy has increased. Very good. I want everyone to please answer it. Satya Bharat has started, Vismaya has started. I want everyone to answer it in the comment box. Right? So they are going to target 100 districts, just like the aspirational district. Okay, aspirational district program, they have targeted how much? 112 aspirational districts. Okay, so please remember this thing. Okay, chalo, you are going to tell me there how many districts are there in India. So basically, under Dhanya Dhanya, 100 districts which have low productivity, moderate crop intensity, below average credit parameters, they will be targeted and agricultural reforms will be created there. Chalo, next is, how many farmers are likely to be helped by the Prime Minister Dhanya Dhanya Krishi Yojana? 1.7 crore. Please remember this. B is the correct answer. Okay. Now, if you know that in India, 85% of farmers comes under the category of small slash marginal. And what is the criteria when we call a farmer as a small or marginal farmer? When they are owning less than 2 hectare of land. Please remember this thing. That's why I always ask the student that why green revolution happened only in Punjab, Haryana and some part of western UP. The reason was, in those states the farmers were holding big lands in acres, right? And in eastern India and in parts of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, the farmers are small and marginal farmers. They have less than 2 hectares of land. So the bigger the farm, the easy would be agricultural mechanization, the easier will be the technological implementation. In small farmland, you can't do that. Okay, that's why. Chalo. Next is question number 43. Which two central agencies will be ready to procure the specified pulses during the next 4 years from registered farmers? Food Corporation of India and state government, NCCF and Food Corporation of India, NAPFED and NCCF, or NAPFED and MSSCL? So very easy question, है ना? It is always, please remember, whenever there is pulses, NAPFED is concerned. Okay, NAPFED is basically National Agriculture Cooperative Marketing Federation of India. Okay, please remember this thing. And NCCF is what? National Cooperative Consumer Federation, right? And which dal they are going to procure? Tur dal, urad dal, and masoor dal. Yes, very easy question. है ना? NAFED was founded in the year 1958, and it is the main agency for creating a buffer stocks of pulses and oil seeds. Please remember this thing. Now, if I were you, na, I would be reading about each and everything: Food Corporation of India, NCCF, NAPFED, and MSSCL. Okay, when they were formed, what is the objective? Next is, what is the announced duration of mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses? What is the duration? 4 year, 5 year, 6 year, or 10 years? So correct answer is C, 6 years. Okay. Right now, shall remember this thing that India imports 20%. India import 20% of pulses requirement, even though we are the biggest producer of pulses. It means we are exporting more and our domestic demand is getting, it is not getting met, right? And from where we import the pulses? Mainly from Myanmar, Canada, right? And some parts of Africa also. Okay, chalo. Australia is also there, yes. Chalo. Next is, a Makhana board will be established in which state to improve production, processing, value addition, and marketing of Makhana? UP, Bengal, Assam, or Bihar? Now, this is one of the favorite question. This question might be asked in your exam. See, India produces 90% of the world's Makhana, and with only one state contributing 70% to that. I want answer from everyone, guys. Please tell the answer, everyone. Very easy question. Yes, D is the correct answer, Bihar. Okay. Makhana is also known as what? Nuts or fox nuts, or you can say lotus seed, right? And Bihar alone contributes 70% of the national production. Chalo. Next is, the National Mission on High Yielding Seeds aims for commercial availability of how many seed variety released in since July 2024. So guys, now let's speed up. Okay, we have to cover 50 more questions. Now let's try to speed up things. Okay, so we have more than 100. Okay, we have more than 100 plus new developed seed varieties. For what? For doing commercial farming. Okay, and India is the fifth largest seed market globally, and the value of that market is around 25,000 crore rupees. Okay, chalo. Now we are going to speed up things. India's global ranking in fish production and aquaculture, I've already told you, we are the second largest. Okay, that largest is China. Okay, and fisheries contributes 1.1% to the GDP of India. Okay, and it employs around 1.6 crore people. Got it? And for the fisheries, what schemes we have? We have the Blue Revolution scheme. Plus, we have the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Matsya Sampada Yojana, right? So please remember this thing. It is for the boosting the fishery sector. Chalo. Question number 48 is, what is the duration of the proposed mission for cotton productivity? Mission for cotton productivity. The proposed span, it will be spanning for 5 years. Okay. And what is the purpose? To increase the income of the farmer, right? And India is the largest cotton producer, right? So please remember this thing. Again, it is also supporting 6 million farmers. Very big sector. Also, cotton is a very dicey crop. Because of this, see, majority of the cotton is growing where? In parts of, see, majority of the cotton is growing in parts of Maharashtra, black soil region. Okay, okay. Now cotton is a very dicey crop. Okay, it requires rainfall, and if it is not rainfall is not proper, the cotton crops fail. And because of this, you must be hearing a large number of farmers suicide in the Maharashtra, from the Maharashtra region, because cotton is again a very dicey crop. So it is a 5-year vision. Next is, which region will benefit from the new urea plant with an annual capacity of 12.7 metric ton? Which region? So correct answer is the eastern region, the Assam region. Okay. So new urea plant, it is going to come up in Namrup, Assam. Right. So please remember this thing. And India is the second largest consumer of fertilizer. We are the second largest consumer of fertilizer after China. Okay. Chalo. Next is the Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program in phase 1 will cover how many developing agricultural districts? So it will be covering 100 agricultural districts. Okay. So please remember this thing. Chalo. Next is, what specific types of farmers are the focus of nurturing and modernizing agriculture effort under the Building Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program? So I've already told you, it is the marginal and the small farmers. Please remember Building Rural Prosperity and Resilience. Okay. See, there are two terms. Marginal means those who are having less than 1 hectare of land. Small means 1 to 2 hectares. Okay. Please remember this thing. Next is question 52. The comprehensive program for vegetable and fruits aims to promote the consumption of vegetable, fruits and which traditional food item? Shriana, millets, spices or organic produce? So correct answer is Shriana. Okay, Shriana. Right? Yes. Shriana is basically what? Millets only, है ना? Shriana. Chalo. Next is, what is the value of India's seafood export? See, again, India is the largest shrimp exporter, right? And India, we export around 60,000 crore of seafood globally, right? Please remember this thing. Okay, and we are mainly exporting what? Shrimp. Got it? Chalo. Now, next question is, quickly, what is the main objective of Rural Prosperity and Resilience Program regarding the rural employment? See, I would be marking the answer here, है ना, because we have to do a lot of question. Got it? So, migration optional, not necessarily. Okay, to generate ample opportunities in rural areas, so that migration is an option but not a necessity. Got it? Please remember this thing. Why they have started this program? Because 30% of rural youth migrate to cities for work. 30%. So we don't want distress migration, है ना? चलो. Fifth is, which of the following is not one of the specific pulses included in Mission for Atmanirbharta in pulses? So I have already told you that chana dal is not there. Tur, urad and masoor, 3 dals are there. Alright. Chalo. Question 56 is, the repositioning of India Post as a catalyst for rural economy includes which expanded range of services? So correct answer is credit services to micro enterprises and insurance. Alright. And India has basically, they aim to use 1.5 lakh post offices for rural banking. Got it? Chalo. Next is, the Prime Minister Dhanya Dhanya Krishi Yojana aims to enhance agriculture productivity and facilitate the availability of which type of credit? Crop insurance only, long term, short term credit? So correct answer is B, long term and short term credit. Okay. Long term is for investment in agriculture and short term is for crops. Okay. Chalo. And if we talk about the India's agricultural credit flow, for next is, financial support will be provided for which canal project in Mithilanchal region of Bihar? So it is the Western Koshi Canal. Okay, Western Koshi Canal project, right? It will be in, see why? Because Koshi is known as Koshi river. It is known as the sorrow of Bihar. and it brings flood every year in Bihar. So they are going to create one canal project there, right, to divert the excess water. Next is to promote domestic manufacturing of technical textile. Two more types of which machinery are proposed to be fully exempted from the basic custom duty. So it is the shuttle-less looms. Okay, chalo. See why they have done, because the textile industry contribute 2% to the GDP of India and 12% contribution to the export. So they have reduced the basic custom duty. Next is for the welfare of lakhs of cotton growing farmers, which mission was announced. So again, mission for cotton productivity. Okay, so please remember, cotton is the largest cash crop of India. Okay, around 12 million hectares. Now we are going to solve MSME investment and innovation. The question 1 to 61 to 75 would be covering this. All right. So registered MSMEs are responsible for what percentage of India's export? So I have already told you MSME contributes 45%, right? So please remember this thing. And India has how many crores? 6.3 crore registered MSMEs. Okay. And they MSME sector contribute how much percentage to the GDP? MSME sector contributes how much? 30% to the GDP of India. Next is what percentage of India's manufacturing is generated by the registered MSMEs? So it is the 36%. Okay. So please remember this thing. Next is the focus product scheme for the footwear and leather sector is exempted to facilitate employment for how many persons? So recently there was this footwear scheme, okay, and they're going to target 22 lakhs new jobs, right? Since India is the second largest producer of footwear after China, okay, and we are also the major exporter of leather. We export our leather to Canada, right? Chalo. Question 64 is in line with Purvodaya, where will a National Institute of Food Technology, Entrepreneurship and Management going to be established? So again, everything is in Bihar. The Makhana board, the National Institute of Food Technology, everything is going to inaugurated in Bihar. Reason being the Bihar Assembly elections, है ना? चल. Next is how many Atal Tinkering Labs are planned to be set up in government school in the next 5 years? So 50,000 Atal Tinkering Lab they are going to start. Now please read about the Atal Tinkering Labs. Okay, it is a part of the Atal Innovation Mission, which was launched in the year 2016. Got it? So please read about the Atal Innovation Mission, very important. Next is the expansion of capacities in IITs started after 2014 aims to facilitate education for how many more students? So 6,500 more students, right? So please remember this thing. Right now we have 23 IITs. In our time, they were having only 7 IITs, right? Acha, one more thing. There is one very important, the QS World University Ranking. QS ranking in which from India, which university has topped? IIT Madras. It is a current affairs plot. Please remember this thing. Next is a new center of excellence in artificial intelligence will be set up specifically for which sector with an outlay of 500 crore. So it would be center of excellence would be for the education sector. Okay, center of excellence for AI in education, right? And they have it is going to be created with a corpus of 500 crore rupees. Next is how many additional UG and PG medical education seats are targeted to be added over the next 5 years. So 75,000 UG and PG seats, right? Right now, WHO recommends 1 is to 1,000 doctor to patient ratio. Okay, but India right now we have 1 is to 1,500. So we have to reduce this thing. How we can reduce this thing? If we have more doctors. Okay, chalo. Next is how many daycare cancer centers are planned to be established in district hospital by 25-26? So 200. All right. Chalo. And government is going to provide coverage under the Ayushman Bharat Yojana. Next is, what is the primary purpose of setting up national framework for global capability centers in tier 2 cities? Very important question, guys. 5-star. So promote industry collaboration with industry, enhance talent and infrastructure. So they are going to create global capability center in Indore, in Bhubaneswar, in Jaipur, right? So please remember this thing. Chal. Next is, under the Prime Minister Research Fellowship Scheme, how many fellowship will be provided over the next 5 years for technical research in IITs and IISc? We have 10,000. Okay. 10,000 research fellows. All right. Chalo. Next is, what is the proposed corpus allocation for the private sector driven research, development and innovation initiative? Please remember the outlay, very important, 20,000 crore rupees for private sector driven research and development. Okay. Right now, this is very interesting. India spent only 0.7% of its GDP on the research and development. China is spending 2.54% of its GDP, and you can assume what is the uh, uh, basically the actual number of GDP of China, है and 2.4% out of that they invest on R&D. USA 3.5%. Even Brazil is spending around 4%. We have to increase this thing. If we increase this thing, the research in India would be highly good. See, there is a reason why we are not winning the Nobel Prizes. Not a single Nobel Prize in the past 100 years. What is the reason? We are not spending on the R&D area. Okay. If we start spending money, we are definitely going to win. Maybe we can win in all the physics, chemistry, medicine, everything. And the time will come very soon. Okay. Chalo. Next is, the export promotion mission will be driven jointly by which three ministries? So Ministry of Commerce, MSME and Finance. Okay. B is the correct answer. All right. See, if our export value for financial year 24 was around $77.76 billion. Was the value, including goods and services. Next is, Udan has connected how many airports and operationalized how many routes since its inception? So Udan scheme was initiated in the year 2016. Okay, and it provides viability gap funding for the small airports also. So it has operationalized 88 airports along 120 routes. Sorry, 188 airports along 619 routes, right? Sure. So please read about the Udan scheme, guys. First flight was from which place to which place? Delhi to Shimla or Shimla to Delhi? Next is, what is the goal of modified Udan scheme regarding passenger carriage in the next 10 years? So they want to carry 4 crore passengers in the next decade. Okay. And if we talk about the India's aviation sector, we are the third largest domestic market. Above us only there is US, China and then India in the domestic air aviation market. Next is, what is the, so now guys, 76 to 100 would be taxation and trade reform. Now there will be numbers. Okay. Now this is very important. Questions is going to come from this particular area. Under the new personal income tax regime, what is the nil tax slab proposed for non-salaried resident individual? So up to 12 lakhs there will be no income tax. Okay. Chalo. For salaried taxpayers, the effective maximum income limit for nil tax liability is enhanced to 12.75. This includes a standard deduction of how much amount? So 75,000 would be the standard deduction. That's why the value will come to 12 lakh. Earlier it was 40,000 rupees. Question 78 is, what is the proposed tax rate for total income above 24 lakhs under the new tax regime? So above, if your income is more than 24 lakhs in a year, so you have to pay 30% tax. See why it is happening? Because India follows a progressive taxation structure. Progressive taxation structure means what? The more salary you draw, the more money you draw, the more tax you are going to pay. Okay, we don't follow proportional. Next is, For a taxpayer with an income of 12 lakh under the new regime, what is the total tax benefit compared to the existing rate? So it is how much? 80,000 rupees. Question 80 is, the time limit for filing updated return is proposed to be extended from 2 years to how much? 4 years. Okay. Chalo. Next is the annual threshold for TDS deduction on rent is increased to what amount? The TDS deduction on rent, it has been increased to, it was earlier it was 2.4 lakhs. Now it has been increased to 50,000 more per month. Okay. So please remember this thing. Next is the threshold for TCS, tax collection at source, on remittances under RBI's liberalized remittances scheme. Now guys, please read about the RBI's liberalized remittances scheme. What is the limit? How much money you can remit? Okay. For what purpose? And what areas are exempted? Please read about this. It is a very important area. So from 7 lakh to what amount? It has been increased to 10 lakh. Okay. Chalo. So see, the limit, let me tell you, is the $250,000. Okay, is the limit under the liberalized remittances. Next is TCS is proposed to be removed on which transaction category? So in the union budget, they have told that sale of specific goods, there will be no TCS. Okay, tax collection at source. Question 84 is, the limit for tax deduction on interest other than securities for senior citizen is being doubled from 50,000 to how much? 1 lakh rupees. Okay, new TDS exemption. Next is, for small charitable trust institution, the period of registration is proposed to increase by how many years? So it has been increased to 10 years, guys. All right. Chalo. Acha, you I believe you all know that if you are giving money in some charity and some trust, you can have the that get basically get refund in your income tax. Okay, it is, you will get some tax benefit if you donate in charity. Why these rich people, they donate so much in charity? To get tax refund. Okay, chalo. Next is regarding self-occupied property. How many properties will be allowed nil annual value without condition? See, earlier only one house was allowed. Now two houses will be allowed. They can be declared self-occupied with annual nil value. Okay. Chalo. Next is, a scheme is proposed to introduce a block period of how many years for determining transfer pricing arm's length price. Please read about transfer pricing and please read about what is arm's length pricing. Right. So the block period has been created for 3 years. Okay. Chalo. Acha, transfer pricing rules, na, they were introduced in the year 2001. Okay. And what is the purpose of these two things? To reduce or to curb tax evasion. Especially in which? In international transactions. Right? Chalo. One more term is base erosion and profit shifting. They also, you should read about that. Next is, what is the total number of tariff rates including zero after the proposed removal of 7 more tariff? So now we would be having 8 slabs. So custom duty structure, okay, has been simplified to 8 slabs only. Okay, chalo. Earlier it was 21. Next is, what is the proposed basic counter duty rate on wet blue leather? Sorry, basic custom duty on blue wet leather. So it is nil, right? Please remember this thing. Again, it is going to promote the leather industry in India. Next is, what is the basic customer duty on the interactive flat panel? It has been increased from 10% to 20%, right? Why? Because see, in India, we want to why they are increasing this taxes? Because we want to promote domestic manufacturing. And what we have done to promote domestic manufacturing? India has launched the production linked incentive scheme, okay, for electronics. Next is, what is the concessional custom duty rate for the 6 newly added life saving medicine? Whenever there is life saving medicine, there is only 5%, okay, charge, right? India is also known as the pharmacy of the world, the highest export we are doing. Chalo. Next is new limit for finalizing provisional custom assessment under section 18. What is the time limit? 2 years, and it can be extendable to 1 year. Now this is a 1-star question, you can leave it also if you want. Next is, what is the proposed new basic custom rate on the frozen fish paste, surimi? So it has been reduced from 30% to 5%, right? Why? Because we want to promote seafood processing and export, right? So that's why they have reduced it. Question 94 is, the time period for export of handicraft using duty-free inputs is increased to how long? So it is 1 year, extendable by 3 months. So again, 1-star news, है ना? चलो. Next question is, the extended time limit for export of foreign origin goods imported for repairs now applies to which category? So it is the railway goods. Okay. So the time extension has now included the railway goods also. Okay. Now one very important question is this one, the Jan Vishwas bill. It has proposed to decriminalize how many provisions? So more than 100. Okay, more than 100 provision they are going to decriminalize. Okay. Chalo. Next is, the benefit of tonnage tax scheme will be extended to which vessel? So the tonnage tax scheme will be extended to the inland vessels. B is the correct answer. Okay, and they want to promote what? Domestic shipping. Next is, higher TDS deduction provision will now apply exclusively to which cases? So non-PAN cases. B is the correct answer. Okay. Chalo. Now second last question. Under the new tax regime, what is the proposed tax rate for income between 8 lakh and 12 lakh? So it is 10%, right? The last question for the Union Budget 2025. The cutoff date for the commencement of operation in IFSC to claim specific benefit has been extended to which date? So it is 31st March 2030. Alright. Please remember this thing. IFSC is situated where? International Financial Center, Service Center City at Gift City, Gujarat. Okay. It is India's first international financial service center. Okay. So guys, this was all about the union budget. We have done almost entire sectors and we haven't left not a single sector. Okay. So guys, please revise it for your exam point of view. All right. And all the very best. I'll see you in the next session. And I'm also planning to bring 100 MCQ from economic survey also. So I would be sharing the session link with all of you. So guys, if you have enjoyed the session, understood each and everything, so do give the like the session and share it. Okay. Chalo. Take care. Jai Hind.